I'm grateful for all your anticipation today to be on. People are jumping on. This is the first we have. We just made, this is for our friends and for the major networkers and stuff, and those who wants to have a peek, Let me introduce myself. My name is Tibor Odor, and I live in south part of Sweden. I've been in network marketing since I was 22 years old. I won't tell you how old I am today. Okay. It was a long time now. So anyway, and half a year ago, something like that, I talked with Alex Grapox, and he says he's going to this awesome company. I've been using hemp stuff since many years now. I'm totally crazy about it. And when I heard it would be like a CBD network marketing international and hemp that was going to kill it with hemp, I'm like, woo! I couldn't believe it. It's so awesome. And people are jumping on more and more. Grateful to you all. You guys are the best, and this is the first Scandinavian kind of. Do we have Alex in the house? Is Alex here?
Alex is in the house. Hey, Viking, put your mic right up to your mouth. You're a little bit quiet with those headphones.
Okay, is it better now? Right now?
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, Alex is on, so we're ready to go.
Okay, let us introduce Mr. Alex Grapox, the man, the myth, the legend. He's the best manager I ever been working with in my whole career. He's awesome. Everybody loves him. And this is like let's kill it. Okay, over to you. Thank you.
All right, let me see. Hopefully you guys can see me okay.
We can see you good, Alex.
Perfect. Okay. So absolutely incredible to be here. And with that intro, no pressure.
No pressure. Woo! Alex Maestro.
Oh yeah, so very excited. Hope it's not too dark. So I'm here in the office in beautiful San Diego. So yeah, very, very excited. I mean, I've known Tibor now for a couple of years, and when he decided he's ready to come on board, I mean, it was one of the happiest days of my career here so far. So very, very excited to have Tibor. He's my buddy. I know that together we're going to do some amazing things with his leadership, with the product, with our vision. This is something truly, truly special. So yeah, Tibor, I can jump into some slides. I got some kind of basics.
Let's rock and roll, man. It's all yours. The floor is yours.
All right, let me see if I could
go. Yeah, yoo-hoo.
Okay, so now you can see my slides.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
Let me just, Alex, real quick before you start, let me just let everybody know that if you are not muted out, you may want to mute out if you have background noise so we can get a clear sound here, because we will be recording this webinar. So if you haven't muted out, go ahead and mute out and we'll start. Thanks, Alex. Back to you.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you, everyone.
So first, I would just kind of wanted to introduce myself real quick, so we can all kind of become friends. And I take this business very serious. It's I love to partner with the leaders and work really closely with them and get to know them and really build a relationship. I think it's this industry is like nothing else. It's absolutely built on relationships. Regardless of how amazing your products and the company and the vision, I mean, you got to have a solid relationship with those in the field. So it's always been important for me. And so I've been in the industry now about 12 years. And, I've had an incredible time, incredible career. This is all I know. I was in the university and I started working for a network marketing company over a decade ago and absolutely fell in love with it. And my beginnings were actually, I started from the very bottom. I worked in a call center while I was finishing school. So for the first few years, I actually just took phone calls and did customer support. And I really fell in love with the distributors and the network marketing industry. And I saw how very, average, normal people could just see massive success. And this industry is the ultimate equalizer, regardless of your education, your religion, your ethnicity, where you're from. It absolutely did not matter. It's just those that really had the passion, the commitment, and a vision to be successful could definitely succeed in network marketing beyond any kind of normal business. So I loved it. I fell in love with that. I did customer support, and then I moved into more VIP support, and I ran a team that just focused with the 1% income earners. So for about 4 or 5 years, I worked with those people in the industry that were making at least $1 million a year. So most of my distributors and accounts I worked with, I had about 10 accounts, and they all, on average, were, had to take home a minimum of about $200,000 a month. So I got to see the highest level of network marketing, people making significant money, changing their lives, having, organizations of tens of thousands of people from all over the world. And I absolutely loved that part of my job. And from there, I moved into more operations and management. And long story short, so the last 5-6 years, I've primarily worked with the European business. So my last opportunity I had, I was helping manage sales for 52 countries, all over Europe, Northern Africa, Russia, Turkey, Middle East. So I definitely love the industry, and I primarily love the European business. I've got a big affection for Europe. I was actually born and raised in Belarus. So I moved to the U.S. when I was a small child. So I still have family in Europe. I've got a lot of good friends now, like my friend Tibor in Europe. So I absolutely love this job and absolutely love where I am. It's kind of working in the international business part of the network marketing. So long story short, about 7 months ago, I made a big decision. I joined Kannaway. Talked with Kannaway for a long time. Absolutely fell in love with the product. It came out here to San Diego many times to meet the founders and the investors in the company. And instantly it was the vision that we had for the company was like something I've never heard. I've been with some billion-dollar companies. The last two companies did over $1 billion. We had some really big international business. Most of our revenue was coming from international markets. And even then, when I came here, once I understood the power of hemp, and specifically the power of CBD, I absolutely knew, for me personally, it's something I could not miss. I didn't want to look back in 5 years and see the amazing things Kannaway and all the sister companies here is doing. And so instantly it was a pretty quick yes for me. Even though it was for me basically starting my career over, helping this company kind of start up. So Kannaway in itself is very, very new. It's part of a big, big picture. And that's what I hope to paint today is I want to show you kind of the big picture of what we want to do with the company. And then also kind of focus in on what's happening in Europe and our very, very infancy stage of launching the business. So long story short, Kannaway is part of a big movement. So I actually work for a company called General Hemp Investments. And this company started about 8 years ago with some truly visionary people that got involved with CBD, and they realized that from hemp we can extract incredible amounts of CBD, pure therapeutic, even to the point if you have enough concentration, it can move into a pharmaceutical drug, into a medicine. And it's after understanding the research, understanding kind of the possible potential and obvious. And the most fun thing is there's a lot to hemp oil that we still don't know. When the company started about 8 years ago, there's about 100 cannabinoids we were able to identify in hemp. And all of them have incredible uses for your body. And since then, they've identified another 40 to 50 cannabinoids. And researchers are still understanding this incredible plant and all of its uses. So that's why I know this is very exciting. So General Hemp Investments kind of started, and they wanted to penetrate and create the CBD market. It did not exist at all. The only time you could really get CBD was a lot of people were trying to get it from marijuana, and it's highly regulated. In many states, it's illegal. So nobody really knew how they could. People understood the power of CBD and cannabinoids, but they didn't know how to bring it to the consumer market in a legal and safe way. And that's what General Hemp actually did. So from there, General Hemp launched many new companies. They launched the first ever company to bring CBD to the United States about 5-6 years ago. It was incredible, really big news for the company. First ever time CBD was sold in the United States was because of General Hemp Investments. Started a company called Hemp Meds. And Hemp Meds really truly had a vision and mission to help very, very sick people, starting with very sick kids. So they started to partner with a lot of foundations with kids with epilepsy. So epilepsy indication, it's when it comes to CBD is very, very effective. We then went on to do many clinical studies in Mexico and other parts of the world where we tested our products against some of the top pharmaceutical products in the world when it comes to epilepsy. And it was very highly effective with very, very to non-existent side effects, which is very important. So that's kind of how it launched, was to really help people. And from there, the company evolved to creating a product line for the mass consumer. We know that CBD is incredible for those that really need it. And it's also absolutely vital for those that are absolutely 100% healthy, as CBD's got incredible properties of repairing. It regulates your body to go into homeostasis, meaning it tells your body to operate at the optimal level you were designed to operate. So a lot of people ask, what exactly does it do? And I tell them it pretty much does everything. So for people have very different reactions to it. It kind of depends what your physiology is. But again, it regulates your endocannabinoid system, which is the biggest regulatory system in your entire body, bigger than your nervous system, your circulatory system, your digestive system. And it's something now people are starting to understand. Schools are starting to teach. I did pre-med at the University of Utah, which is one of the top medical schools for public schools in the U.S. And I did a lot of science, and never once did I learn about the endocannabinoid system. It was never taught. It's a very, very new field, and that's why it's so exciting. So from there, General Hemp launched Hemp Meds. And then the vision of the company, we've got a 10, 20-year plan, and part of that vision was to penetrate network marketing. Because the story of CBD and hemp oil is very unique. And it's perfect for network marketing, where you have messengers and you have people that actually talk about the products. If you put this product on a shelf, it would never do it justice. So when you combine it with network marketing, the interactions, the one-on-one relationships, it's a phenomenal product. And we've seen some incredible results in the United States. So in about 2014, General Hemp launched the first ever in history network marketing company with cannabis. It was big news. It was very, very exciting. And it's truly a pioneering company of going into a product space, which is very, very complicated, very highly regulated here in the United States and around the world, and very, very kind of a gray area. So a lot of governments, local health authorities, medical kind of the medical environment is just now starting to understand the power of it. So it's a big challenge, but a massive opportunity, because nobody in the world is doing what Kannaway and the company is trying to do. So since we launched, the company now in the last about year and a half has grown over 26 times. We've consistently grown 20 to 30% every single month. And the people that are really being attracted, and this is one of the most exciting things for me, being in the industry for a long time, is we're attracting completely new demographic of people. Most companies, and I've experienced this a lot, they chase the 1% to 2% network marketers. And it's kind of a very polluted pool of people. A lot of these big leaders kind of jump from company to company, and all the companies kind of chase the same groups and kind of recycle the same people. So you're not really attracting new people to the industry, to the products. You're kind of chasing the same people that just are really in there for the business. What I've seen in the United States specifically is a lot of brand new, first-time ever network marketers, but those that have kind of been disenfranchised by network marketing. And that we're attracting a lot of people that are just simply professionals, and they understand the power of this product, and they see the opportunity to build a business. So we're attracting a lot of professors, a lot of doctors, a lot of homeopathic people, a lot of retail stores that understand the power of this. So it's been a lot of fun to see that our target audience is everyone. We say it's a product every day for everyone, to the point that we now, in Kannaway, U.S., and eventually in Europe, we're expanding into pet lines. Basically every animal has an endocannabinoid system. And we see that even for animals, there's been incredible benefits of taking CBD. One, very safe, and very effective to helping animals stay healthy. So you can imagine hemp has over 50,000 uses, and we only have right now a very limited amount of products. But we're constantly expanding into technology. We're expanding into the clothing lines, into family health for kids, expanding into pet lines. So our vision is truly to be kind of a great example would be like an Amway. So Amway's got, if you go to their company, you'll see pages and pages of products. And that's exactly, we want to have pages and pages of everything hemp-based, because hemp is phenomenal for the environment. It does, it avoids deforestation. Whenever you grow hemp, it actually cleans the earth. For example, when after Chernobyl happened, obviously massive radioactive poisoning. And what the government did, which is brilliant, they actually planted a lot of hemp in that area to actually clean the soil and detoxify the ground. So it's incredibly sustainable for the planet. And it's got thousands of uses. And you can grow a batch of hemp in about 90 days. So it's an incredible supply chain. So every time you have a harvest, you're actually benefiting the planet and you're benefiting an entire economic system. So with that being said, we're still so new. And I came here about 7 months ago. And my first objective was to open Europe. All the projections show that Europe is going to be the number one cannabis industry in the entire world in terms of region. So right now, Europe has led the way in harvesting. Right now, we get all of our raw materials from European-based sourcing, and it's absolutely exploding. The export of hemp products in Europe has grown 3,000%. So some of the biggest hemp producers in the world are actually European, in France, Estonia, Austria, Slovenia. So they've really mastered exporting hemp, but the more research we did, there's no company really, a significant company that knows how to bring hemp as a finished product. Europe is incredible at exporting, and they do billions of dollars of exports, but no company could then keep the product in Europe and actually find a way to sell it to consumers. And that's what was the exciting opportunity. We saw that. We saw the projections and forecasts. Many international companies from China, from Australia are building multi-million euro facilities in Europe because they understand the trends of cannabis and hemp that's coming to Europe. So that's what's exciting, the perfect timing for Kannaway to enter the market. So this slide, we just barely officially opened our business in Europe as of December 5th of last year. So again, we're very, very new. So we're about just over a month of doing actual European business, which has been very, very exciting. And the growth has been beyond our expectations. We're already up about 40% from December and January. And right now it's truly the wave is starting to build pretty significantly. So you can kind of see here of why we targeted Europe first. Europe's got a massive population, almost 740 million, with a 13.7 trillion GDP. And if you look at the European healthcare system, people are already spending trillions of dollars on healthcare. And, with the research we've seen and from the clinical studies that we've been able to do, and a lot of experts say that if hemp and CBD-based products were made more available to just normal people, about 60% of pharmaceutical drugs would be obsolete. As with CBD regulates your system, your body would heal itself without taking very harsh, very intense artificial synthetic chemicals that have incredibly horrible side effects in many cases. So that's what's so fascinating to us is there's people already spending so much on pharmaceuticals and other treatments where they can have a product that's 100% safe, organic, and is very, very effective to really helping your body heal itself rather than managing symptoms. It's truly getting back to homeostasis and getting your body to repair itself exactly how it was designed. So we're trying to get people to supplement their body for future repair and health, and also those in need to really have their body repair itself. That's the ultimate goal, is to live a longer, healthier, better quality of life without being, a slave to pharmaceuticals within all the issues that come with that. So that being said, there's a massive opportunity. There's already about 12% of Europeans already take some kind of cannabis. Many times it's black market. It could be illegal. People importing from other companies, taking the risk to trying to clear customs with products that they have no idea if they're safe, if they've been tested, exactly what they're even receiving, what the concentrations are, what kind of CBD, where is it sourced. So kind of going back to my old example, where you get your product is vital because you have hemp growing in places like Ukraine where it's very contaminated. You definitely don't want those kind of supplies. So knowing kind of the safety of where your product's coming from, what's in it, is it exactly what it says on the label is vital. And so we have an incredible opportunity by us being the very first company really in history of US to do this. We've created and patented a lot of processes that didn't exist. Triple test all of our products for contaminants, triple tested for all the different cannabinoid levels, for heavy metals, anything that could be harmful, and also to ensure that we have the most purest quality of sources anywhere in the industry. And we definitely have done that to the extent that many even companies here in the United States, competitor companies in some cases, actually buy their raw materials from us because we've established one of the most premium pipelines and in a very legal and compliant way. So we actually supply a lot of our competition with their raw materials, which is kind of unique for me in this industry. So you can see, a lot of people already understand cannabis. When you go to France, it's one of the biggest cannabis consuming countries in Europe. Millions of people already understand hemp. They understand all the benefits of it. And there's a massive demand. So we knew that if we gave a safe, legal opportunity for people to access these products, we would have a massive opportunity and potential to grow a big business virtually in a vacuum, as there's no network marketing company that's actually in Europe with European operations. Most of them are just online retailers, and a lot of that is very, you don't know where your products are coming from and how they're actually manufacturing. And we've been able to do something very unique, and it's establish some of the best per milligram pricing of CBD in the world. Even though we're a network marketing and pay commissions, when it comes to dollar for milligram of CBD, we're some of the most competitive, even versus retailers, which pretty much never exist in network marketing. If you do a face wash in network marketing, it's typically going to be 40% markup versus the same virtual product in a store, because you have the compensation component because you're paying everybody upline for every sale. So it's very rare to have a product in network marketing that can compete with retail stores anywhere in the world. So kind of combining that there was nobody doing this the right way, and we've got a price to market with an incredible compensation plan. It's virtually all the elements you need for a very, very successful company. Now we just need the right leadership within our European business. So this is just kind of a recap. We believe, and all the forecasts are saying, the market cap for Europe within the next few years is going to be about $50 billion for cannabis-specific sales. And that does include other sales of medical marijuana and things like that. But for us, since our product is accessible for everybody, and it's absolutely safe, nobody gets high, so kids can take it. Anybody can take it, old people, young people, doesn't matter who you are, it's 100% safe, and there's no psychoactive ingredients. So you'll never be high, and it's never considered a narcotic, which was very important for us. So again, this is why we went to Europe. Kind of our key countries in the early stages. So in the last 45 days or so, those countries kind of at the forefront. As our French market is doing very well. It's been very exciting. We've got a very young group of leaders there. Some of our top leaders aren't even 21 yet. We've got some incredible opportunity. They've really grasped the business model. I call them kids. They're very young, just barely out of college. And some of them are starting to see some significant income. And they're building some incredible customer bases, which is absolutely kind of the dream for network marketing is to have a massive customer base where you have now a residual income. So you're not constantly replacing people to keep your income with recruiting. Every single month recruiting a certain amount of people to keep your income sustainable. It's vital to have at least 60 to 80% of your business be customers. And that's a very residual long-term business. So, and then also Czech Republic, Poland, Germany are some of our bigger markets. And that's why we're so excited. We really have nobody in Hungary yet. Again, we're very new. So any group that comes into Hungary is truly the pioneering very first leader. So everybody on this call has an opportunity to do something very special. First ever time Kannaway's ever expanded internationally. It's an opportunity to be the first within a company that's now expanding. The second being the very first group of leaders for a historic company that's based on cannabis and hemp. You'll be the very first distributors as part of a movement. So our message right now is very, very strong. It's very appealing. Just our product offering is very exciting for people. It's such an easy product to talk about, and everybody's interested, regardless if they're pro-cannabis, against cannabis, or just have no clue what it is. Typically, people will want to know more, and that's exactly perfect for network marketing, is to open that conversation. Because a lot of companies have shampoos and face washes and weight loss, and it's kind of an old standard story. But with us, it really sets us apart. Is what we have is literally no other company in this space has ever expanded into. And that's why we've been so successful, even with normal average people. And I know that as soon as we have some big networkers really pay attention to our growth, to the opportunity and where the future of the industry is, we've got an incredible opportunity. And slowly we're attracting some incredible people like Tibor, like you guys, that see the vision and want to be the very, very first with this opportunity. So right now for Europe, we offer, so for the United States, we've got about 30 to 40 different products. What we decided for Europe for pre-launch is to keep a simple message to begin with, and then be very aggressive with our future pipeline of products. So we have, and I'll go through each product real quick. So we've got a salve, which is our number one seller in the United States. So it's important for us to have this product. It's an incredible product. It's a topical product, and I think it's got some of the best results. And it's the easiest way to introduce somebody to hemp oil and to CBD. Virtually, you can put it on anything. People put it for aches and pains. I've used it for sunburns. Some people use it for bug bites. I mean, to the extent that one of my kids had a really bad toothache. And, I try not to give them any kind of painkillers or anything like that. And we just put the salve right on the gums. And it really helps subside a lot of the discomfort and pain. So salve is incredible. There's a lot of endocannabinoid receptors on your skin. So putting the salve really tells your body to repair itself, whatever is happening in that topical local region. It'll definitely see some incredible results. So that's the salve. And then we have the vape, which is electronic. It's kind of like an electronic cigarette, 100% natural. It's just basically coconut oil, terpenes, which is very beneficial aromatherapy from the hemp plant, and then pure CBD. So basically it just vaporizes from liquid to steam, and you can get your CBD absorption instantly. And it's one of the most effective and low-cost entry points for somebody to try CBD as an ingestible. And and a lot of people ask, why would we go into this industry? And what we've seen is there's a university here in the U.S. It's in Temple University. There's been some incredible research done recently on vaporizing medicines. So there's some doctors that have proposed that the future of pharmaceuticals is actually going to be vaporizing. They believe that most drugs, most medicines, most vitamins will be most effective if they're vaporized, meaning it goes directly into your circulatory system and you have instant effect, and you don't lose any of the efficacy of the product going through your digestive system where you don't absorb all of it. So we understood that, and we created the first ever CBD vape. was pretty exciting. So we were the first to launch the vape, and it's the quickest, the most pure way to get your CBD, and it's an incredible product. And I believe it's only about 30 euros for 100 milligrams, which is just incredible deal. And it's one of my favorite products to use. Then we have essential oils, which is aromatherapy, the first ever cannabis-based essential oils, which are incredible. They're for topical, and also a lot of people will use it as a diffuser. So you get your you get your absorption and you get your daily dose of some incredible aromatherapy. And we've got a formula called B-Bong, which is about 40 to 50 different natural occurring herbs. So definitely that could train on that, just on the B-Bong formula for hours. And then finally we have the Pure Gold, which is we believe the first ever product of its kind. We designed it specifically for Europe. So for Europe, it was important for us to have no THC, and THC is the cannabinoid. It's the chemical in cannabis that creates the high. So when people have the psychoactive effect, it's from THC. So we definitely wanted to make sure that we eliminate any THC, even at low levels, even at low legal levels, allowable levels, to make sure that our products are 100% compliant and safe for consumers. So what we did is we took the purest CBD oil, we isolated the psychoactive ingredient and extracted it. So leaving all the healthy cannabinoids, there's 140 plus of them that we know of. So you have this full array of all the good benefits from the hemp, minus any really detectable levels of THC. And this truly is one of the first products of its kind. Typically, if you have a THC-free product, it means it's just CBD, and you're missing all the other cannabinoids, all the other 140 cannabinoids that work together in synergy to really have the most effect. So we were excited to launch that for Europe. We also launched in the United States, and now it's become one of the best-selling products. But then later on this year, during our main launch event, likely the first few weeks of May, we'll be introducing which we call our Cannabis Beauty Cosmetics. We were one of the first companies to put CBD into cosmetics. It was a massive hit in the United States, featured in Forbes magazine, Time magazine, CNN, all the major networks. We're just absolutely fascinated by the fact that you could put cannabis extracts into a cosmetic. And I'm doing more research for Europe. We were so excited to see there's been a lot of clinical studies and a lot of research done of CBD and cosmetics. And there's about 4 different legal claims that the European Commission allows of antioxidant, helps control oil, skin repair, and there's a couple other ones. So there's, being in this industry a long time, to find any kind of claims in any kind of the ingredients in network marketing is very difficult. European Commission is very strict on all the claims you can make. So when we saw some significant claims you can make with CBD and cosmetics, we know we've got something incredible. I've been using the product for a long time. It's like nothing I've ever used. It's got an incredible amount of ingredients, and the majority of the ingredients are active ingredients, as opposed to most products. If you look at the label, you'll see they'll prioritize an order of what's the main ingredient, and the most time it's water. For our main ingredient, it's our B-Bong herbal formula that we have proprietary ownership of. From an incredible company in South Korea. And South Korea is the #1 country in the world for cosmetics. So it's incredible product, and we've got an incredible price point for it. So that's going to be launching later on this year. We've got some plans to launch some other incredible products. We're thinking of doing about 4 to 5 products a year for the next 3 to 5 years. So again, this is just the beginning. But again, we're very excited, and we've already seen some great interest and some great traction with just these 4 basic products. And now kind of how the operations work. It was very important for me to have a fully European business, meaning most companies I've worked with, and most companies in the industry, typically when they expand internationally, they still keep the business centralized in the United States, meaning they're importing all their products from the US to Europe, meaning all the products are made in the United States, all the materials. That creates a lot of complications. And one of the most significant challenges with that is typically you'd have to increase your product's price by 25 to 30%. Due to customs, due to duties, and due to the shipping costs, you have to pass that along to your European business. We were fortunate that the company was willing to invest, and we did not want to open a company until we were fully European. So now we've got a business entity in the Netherlands. We've got another company in Poland. All of our materials, I would say about 90% of them are sourced, manufactured in Europe. We have to import a few things, but all the products are actually put together, and the final manufacturing is in Portugal with a great partner there. And then it's shipped to Poland, where we now have a customer support office, our operations center. And then from our Warsaw office, we facilitate and fulfill all the orders. And by doing that, we could pass along the cost savings. So we were able to offer prices at or lower than the U.S. prices, which I have never been able to do in my life, so which was very exciting. So now our price, our BV, our business volume per euro is very, very competitive. It's kind of moving the clock back to traditional network marketing. We've got some incredible incentive for commissionable volume per dollar you spend. Most companies just keep moving away and away from sometimes up to 2 euros per BV. So it's important for me to have a model for normal people to have a good entry level, and also to have the commissions be as optimal as possible per every single sale, because we can save on our costs. We've set up a cost model to really minimize the cost, so we don't have to pass along the cost to the distributor. So with that being said, we are now a fully European business. Everything is in Europe. We pay in the European local VATs. Everything is based in Poland. My entire staff is European. I'm the only, quote unquote American working for the European business, and we'll keep expanding. And that's why I talked to Tibor. Once we get the sales and some nice momentum going in Hungary, we'll definitely be adding staff and support to really keep the fire and keep the fuel going to the business. With that being said, all the products are priced in euros. All of our commissions right now are paid from the U.S. and USD. So that's another thing we're working to enhance, is to add some local currencies and some other features to the commissions. But again, we're just still kind of in the first phase of the business. And the next key step, at the end of this month, we're rolling out individualized back offices. So for those in Poland, Czech, German, Italian, and French, they will have a fully custom back office in their language, not Google translated. We found a firm that does triple translations with local native speakers. So we invested a lot of money into having the most optimal, best translations. And again, once Hungary gets to the levels of, we'll start to invest into the marketing materials, into Hungarian-based back offices. And then eventually, my goal is to have everything in local currencies. So take money in HUF and things of that nature. So as you'll see, again, we're just kind of in the very, very first stages of the first few weeks of launching operations. In the first few weeks, I'd say we're in about 5-6 weeks in, and we've been able to kind of produce close to 300,000 euros in the first 6 weeks of basically just barely going live. So it's very, very exciting. I've never been a part of such a successful pre-launch. So the timing right now was perfect, as we're just now at a point where we're enhancing the system and it's working, and we're shipping and we're paying commission. So the timing is actually perfect. So here's some of our team as we keep expanding. So it's some of our customer support team in Poland. And again, as we keep expanding, we'll add some Hungarian support, as the sales start to grow in Hungary. But these are great people. We have Kuba in the middle. He's our operations director. So he's there in Warsaw office, making sure the logistics is going, everything is shipping properly. We're also expanding and now moving into the next phase of the product introductions. So we've got a great team already starting to build. So again, kind of going through the products. This is the pure gold I was referencing. So about 1,000 milligrams. So it's about a month's supply. Each serving gives you about 33 milligrams of CBD. And what we've seen from kind of the medical community, we recommend about 50 milligrams a day as just a daily supplement, just for the normal average person that just wants to supplement every single day their CBD dose. So it's an incredible product, and I believe it's about 120 euros for 110 commission points. So to be active in the comp plan, the maximum amount we require is 110. So somebody could be on a 120 euro smart ship and stay active, which is exactly where I wanted it to be, is under that 150 euro monthly requirement level. So it's a very exciting product. Again, formulated specifically for Europe, and I'm not aware of any other company in the world that actually offers a product at this level. Next is our essential oils. So companies like doTERRA, Young Living, some of these billion-dollar companies, some of them, all they do is essential oils. So we wanted to create this product to penetrate that market. So we've got this 3 different blends of tranquility, of energy, and immunity. So each of them are specifically formulated to kind of target those things of, the tranquility is a great one to take before bedtime. I would put it on my kids to really help kind of calm them down, and they would sleep incredibly well. Most of the time during the day, the energy is just kind of diffusing throughout the house. Typically, it's a great way to kind of get your input of all the incredible aromatherapeutic benefits. So this is an incredible product. So we've got 3 different ones, and we're looking to expand this line as well. So these are the salves. So this is a great product, a great sample product. So we sell salve samples. I can guarantee you, these samples are very, very, very economical to pass out. And this is a great way for somebody to get their first CBD entry points. This is kind of the key to the portfolio products. People will try it and they will definitely see results, and then they will see all the other benefits of our other products. So this is a great product, our salves. The vape that I kind of talked about, I believe the vape, we're going to keep expanding this line of adding more concentrations of CBD into the vape. I think this can truly be the blockbuster product. The first ever vape store just opened in France that sells CBD about 4 months ago. They've seen some incredible success. So, and I love hearing that, because it virtually does not exist. And right now the vape industry is absolutely exploding. In the next 10 years, vapes of nicotine, tobacco, whatever it is going to surpass the tobacco industry. So tobacco is now completely on a downward turn. Vape is 100% now the biggest trend. Even here in California, it is a massive, massive exploding industry of vapes. And so that's one of the reasons we decided to go into the vapes. One, it's the absorption's phenomenal and instantaneous. And this is the trend as people are moving away from smoking. Our products are incredible substitute for those people, and they can get healthy at the same time. I had an incredible opportunity when I went to Cologne for the European Industrial Hemp Association meeting, and it was exciting. We got to see some companies that are working on some CBD vapes, and some of them actually were participating in some clinical trials. And they were showing some of their results, and they took 2 groups of very, very heavy smokers. I think it was about a group of 15 to 20 heavy smokers. And one group, they gave a placebo vape, and then the other group, they gave a CBD vape. And after about 30 days, they were able to show that the placebo group kind of stayed the same with their nicotine and their smoking. Nothing changed. People were still smoking as much as they were. Those that incorporated the CBD vape every day, they were seeing up to 30 to 40% decrease in smoking for those that were supplementing vape. So for me, that's absolutely phenomenal. There's been a lot of studies and a lot of research showing that the CBD and the hemp oil can be very, very impactful for those with addiction. Again, we don't make any claims. We're not a medicine. We don't cure anything. But the research is showing that the CBD, it binds to a lot of the same receptors, those with addiction and some of these really highly addictive chemicals. So CBD will bind to those receptors and kind of calm that part of the brain. And also you get your therapeutic benefit of CBD. So seeing a huge decrease in smoking, to me, again, we would never be able to make a claim about that, but the results would definitely showing that it is effective in that area. So I know that the vapes are going to be a massive hit. And so far, we've been having a hard time keeping them in stock. It's a very, very exciting product. So with that being said, So that's kind of the product overview and kind of what we're doing in Europe. And that's without even kind of entering the compensation plan. So our comp plan, Tibor, I don't know if you want me to kind of go through that now, or we want to kind of take any questions on what we've kind of talked about so far. I don't know what we prefer. So I feel like I've said a lot. I don't know if there's any questions or anything that's come up so far.
Tibor, are you there? Team. I know you're there, but yeah, we will have some questions. And I need to check with him on whether or not you want, can you just go, we do have some people on the call, Alex, that are just want to be customers, but we have a lot of people that are actually growing a team. So maybe can you just graze over the compensation plan on just like the tips of it? Okay. And then we'll go open up for questions because there are questions for sure.
Okay. So what I'll do to make it easier. So I'll give kind of a general overview of the compensation plan. Again, it's one of those that we definitely, it takes some time to talk about and kind of go through each component. But I'll go through the fundamentals that'll be important for everyone to kind of understand, kind of at least in the early stage of the comp plans. Let me see if I can pull up real quick a version of the comp plan. I can show you guys real quick. So first and foremost, so for those of you that have kind of been in the network marketing industry, there's always a active requirement. And when I first got here, I loved kind of the original and kind of a unique take. At least for me, I've never seen a company do this. And it's the activity level that we require for those that are interested in building a business and looking to capitalize on commissions and really building an organization much more than just a customer. There's many different active levels. As a company, we understand that when people get started, they typically they're there to make money. They're not there to join a company to spend money. So at the first early stages, our activity level is only a requirement of 28 points. So when you're in the first few ranks, all we require is 28 points. And that would be at the level of buying, one salve for maybe 40 euros. So it's very low entry point, and it's very low to stay active in your early stages because we definitely don't want to be a financial burden. We want people to grow and build and get their return on their investment quickly. Their number one goal through many different programs such as 3 and it's free and things like that is we want our people to have their products for free. As soon as we can get people to now supplement their monthly orders with the different programs we have, that's the first step. And again, we require very low levels. So you can see here at the first levels, it's just 28 points. And here's the 3 for free. So basically, we take an average of all your customers, and your customers can have customers as well. We just take the average. If the average is about 100 points between 3 people, then your next auto ship will be free of 100 points. So that is the first step, is to get the products for free for people. And this is an incredible customer acquisition program to show people how they can, even if they have no interest in the business but love the products, we have a way for them just to have 3 people that they bring in easy. Very, very simple and straightforward program. Then the next level grows to about 55 points. That's kind of the mid-range ranks. And then kind of the top tier ranks where they're really starting to build more of a part-time business, it's only 110 points. And again, as I talked about, with 1 gold of about 120 euros, you could stay active and get your daily supplement. So it's a very, very sleek and very, very easy economical program to people stay active. And again, this is probably my favorite part of the comp plan. We call it our fast start. So for all of you guys, since you're brand new, this would be kind of the first step, and this is really what I would focus on, and not overwhelm myself with all the other components of the comp plan. So we've got a great system to show people in their first 90 days how to get a return on their investment and then start to actually make profit. And the first step is very simple. We say when you enroll, your 30-day clock starts. And in your first 30 days, your main focus is to come in on any of our value packs. Right now we've got 3 value packs, and been talking with Tibor. We're going to be launching another one in about a week or so. So you just come in on a value pack, and then you introduce 3 people on any of the value packs. We have 3 different levels. from a a good entry point to kind of our executive pack, which I think is only about 500 euros for the maximum points. So there's different packs. So you come in on a pack, you introduce 3 people on a pack, and you become what we call fast start qualified. So when you fast start qualify in your first 30 days, it's very important for people to do this. What that means is you will triple up all of your what we call direct sales bonus, or for many people, it'll be your first order bonus. So for every value pack, when it's placed, there's a first order bonus. And if you can triple up, meaning you come in on a pack and 3 in a pack in 90 days, all of these bonuses here will triple up forever. For the rest of your account, anytime you enroll anybody on a pack, you will be paid the triple up level and not the standard level. So here's a comp plan for the U.S. So we don't have some of these packs, but for Europe, for the next meeting or for the next webinar training, I've got some great slides that talk about our packs and our different bonuses we pay. But the model is exactly the same. So we have bonuses, I think, starting from about 30 euros up to 75 euros per pack. So you can imagine tripling those up is a very, very lucrative opportunity to make pretty significant money on every single person you sell products to or any customer that you bring in. So you could see for instance, you can see from this slide, on an average starting pack's about $20 commission. In the Europe, we max out at about $75. So if you can triple up in your first 30 days, we actually will take your first 3 orders, your first 3 customers or distributors, and we will retro and we will triple them up as well. So it's also very vital to do this. Step 1, first 30 days is triple up. And then the next step is to move on to, let me go back to here, is to move on to the fast start 3,000 and 9,000 levels. And that's very, very simple. So we say first 30 days, triple up, get your 3 people. The next 30 days, so within 60 days, it's produce 3,000 personal volume points from your group, meaning it's kind of your personal enrollment tree. So anybody that you bring in, anybody that they bring in, kind of your personal business you brought in, if they produce 3,000 points in the first 60 days, which is very, very simple, by tripling up, you should almost be halfway there. Very easy to get your 3,000 points in 60 days, and that's a $1,000 bonus. And then it extends to 90 days. And if you produce 9,000 points in your first 90 days, we add another $1,000 bonus. So you can imagine that's at least $2,000 if you hit the 90,000 or the 9,000 points in 90 days, plus all your first order bonuses will begin to triple. So we've been able to show that somebody produces in their first 30 to 60 days about 3,000 points. And if they come in on the bigger packs, they can earn about $3,100 in commissions. So, and why I mention that is, so the company, we're willing to take a loss and lose some money on margins to have people start properly, meaning we will pay more money than points that you will bring in your first 90 days. And that's because we want people to get started very, very properly, and we want them to see that this does work. The products will always work, but now that the compensation does work. So we have a very clean system of how you get started and how you stay started in your first 90 days. And why did we pick 90 days? Is we've shown the research for pretty much every network marketing company is most people will come in and they'll stay about a month and a half in a typical network marketing company. But if you can get them to the third order or 90 days, they're about 70 to 80% more likely to stay with you. And we know one of the key components of keeping a customer or distributor is to show them some kind of quick income. So anything that they can make in the first 90 days, they will see that this works, that this is a true opportunity, and they're much more likely to be higher amount of retention. So we definitely don't want to be in a business of constantly replacing distributors. We want to bring them in, we want to keep them, and we want them to be successful. And we want our auto ships, and we want the base to continue to grow organically and not just based on recruiting. And that's why the first 90 days, the company is willing to pay out a lot more in commissions than we bring in volume, because we understand we want a long-term relationship. With the average being a month and a half, The 90 days is a great challenge for people to get to and see some really good results. And that's really been kind of the catalyst to brand new networkers starting to make money and starting to believe in the industry. So that's the fast start, 3,000 and then 9,000. And then from there, we kind of jump more into the residual incomes. So how the company works is every week we pay out kind of the weekly behaviors of the first order bonuses, these DSBs and things like that. And then on the 15th of the following month, we pay out a massive residual check. These are the highest commissions we pay. It's these monthly commissions. So we then would look back the prior month and we see how much residual income you earn. And we usually will cut it. It's the significant, it's the happy day of the company is on the 15th. We cut all the major checks. So you can see from here, so we have the DSB, so that's kind of the first order check match. So for anybody in your business, different levels, kind of depending where you're at, you will earn a percentage off of these first order bonuses in your teams. You can kind of see through that. As you start to build a bigger organization, these bonuses become pretty significant. And then also some of you might be familiar. So Kannaway, we're a unilevel business. So meaning there isn't a left leg, there isn't a right leg. It's not a binary. We don't pay just off of lesser leg volume, a percentage, or cycles or anything like that. It's a flat unilevel. So for every single person you bring in, you will be paid on it. We don't care what leg that comes from. And what I love as well, it's you can see these percentages are inverse. Most companies pay the very most on their top levels. So typically you will have a 15-20% payout, kind of a check match on your front line, and then the percentages decrease as you go deeper. So meaning the new people that come into your organization, you make less and less. So we've done it the opposite. It's as we've decided as you grow, you want to maximize. So if you're in the business for a couple of years and now you're starting to build your ninth level, you will maximize that ninth level to always encourage building in depth, bringing in new people, because your front line will be successful and make significant money. But what's important, it's constantly doing the business behaviors of constantly recruiting and building and getting customers. So you can see these percentages are inverse of what most companies will do. As you go deeper, we actually want to pay you out more. So that's kind of the different levels of residual income, and it's based on what rank you achieve, kind of like a standard company. And then also, so for those of you that have worked in maybe a breakaway comp plan, typically there is kind of a moment of kind of critical mass. So I've seen companies as they expand and they go global, and the volume of the company grows, a lot of these big leaders' checks could actually decrease. And that primarily is because they only stop at 9 or 10 levels of payout. So meaning if you got a business that's going down in depth of 50, 60 levels, a lot of times you will not make any kind of check match on those people because every comp plan has to cap out. So with Kannaway, we had a lot of people here that worked with traditional breakaways, and they saw this as a massive challenge. And it's pretty much, it's very unfair for those that have been there in the beginning. So we've got what we call an infinity bonus. So it even means different ranks. You can see kind of starting at executive director. It's once you hit your 9th level, we will continue to pay you down in depth until the comp plan sees somebody at your rank or above. That'll be your first infinity generation. And then I'll look for the next rank of your level or above, and that'll close the next infinity rank level. So some people can now be paid in very, very deep, almost infinity deep, until you build a leader at your rank or above. And if you have 2 of those, that's where that stops. So we definitely wanted to show that as the company grows and we keep building and these brand new people keep coming in, you will have an invested interest in making sure that they do the right behaviors and that they're successful. Again, it's all built on as you grow your business, that's when you really start to recruit. So at each level, and that's what this bonus kind of talks about, at each level, and I absolutely think this is brilliant, in my opinion, it's most people will hit a level, maybe, whatever it is in your company, and they kind of stop and get comfortable and go into management mode, more managing the business and no longer building. So with our plan, as you can see kind of all of these payouts right here, as you grow in rank, we will add additional percentages to those residuals. So meaning anybody new, so once you hit, for instance, national directors, it's kind of a first major milestone. As you hit national director, all the new people you bring in, we're going to add another extra % to every single level that they come in on. So once you bring in new people at national, your check will go up as opposed to before you hit national. So at every rank, we add another percentage of payout, which really promotes people's, once you hit a rank, that's when you really start to build the next rank. And that's what you build to the next rank, because we're incentivizing people in the comp plan to continually rank advance, and they will receive additional overrides on all these new people. And they're permanently coded to you, meaning no matter what, you will always make the same percentage off of them regardless. So they're coded directly to your sponsorship account. And again, this is probably one of the most powerful components for those that have a massive organization. And that's why I say some of the monthly residual checks are very significant, as people now are coded and they're getting percentages, and as they grow their business, they're seeing some really significant residual income from the unit level. And then it kind of goes on to some other really cool things that are built into the comp plan. We have a lifestyle bonus. And again, this kind of compensates for a lot of companies. We'll do like a car program, or they'll do some kind of other incentives. So we built that into the program, into the comp plan. So if somebody wants the car, or they want money for meeting rooms, or some extra money for their business, we've got this lifestyle bonus. And once you reach the area of area director, the rank of area director, and you maintain it for 1 month, on the third month, we will pay you out this bonus. So it's kind of a hit and maintain incentive. So we want people to hit it, maintain it, and you will get the lifestyle bonus. So it's a very, very cool component, and it compensates for those companies that kind of run a lot of promotions. So we just wanted to build that right into it. So you hit the ranks and you can maintain a certain level of lifestyle for that rank. Next, we have the standard kind of the rank advancement bonuses. So once you hit executive, unlimited time. So whenever, it takes you 10 years to hit executive, as soon as you do with your, what we call rank advancement volume, which is volume that your team has produced, it's $250 bonus. If you do it within 60 days, and again, if you do this fast start qualified, you should definitely hit executive or director within your first 60 days. So we would add another $500 bonus. And then you can see there, and it goes from $250 to $5,000, unlimited time. And then if you get somebody in that's very aggressive, we will double all those bonuses if you hit it within those time periods. So it gives another incentive for, network marketing is built on going fast. Just once you get in, it's a lot of these big leaders will do these 90-day runs. They get their people started in the 90 days. And this is, our comp plan is basically built around the first 90 days of success for all of our leaders. So if you have somebody come in and hit regional within, their first 90 days, and then can reach it within their first 6 months, it's pretty significant income for those real network marketers that understand compensation plans. And last, I kind of want to finish with this, and this is probably my favorite part of the entire comp plan. It's called our minimum income guarantee. So it was important for us to show, if you come into the company and you maintain a certain level of volume, a certain level of turnover for your business every single month, we wanted to guarantee you an income. So say in whatever company you were in before, if you hit, a diamond, there was really no way to say, we will guarantee you every time you produce diamond volume, the minimum we will pay you is XYZ. So people really now have a target. Even starting at executive director, the first month we require you got to hit executive director, and then the following month, any month after that, you maintain executive director, we automatically pay the minimum income guarantee of $500. And what that is, it's basically a built-in top-up. So if you made maybe $300 that month, but you qualified as an area director, the system will top you up $200, so you reach the minimum $500. So it's not in addition to your commissions; it's a built-in automatic top-up. So kind of our main rank right now. Even in Europe right now, we've got our number one rank is international director, and he's consistently hitting that. So every month, we're guaranteeing $12,500 in minimum income guarantee. And more times than not, you will never get this because your commissions will actually be much more significant than the minimum income. It's mostly there just in case, if your organization may be structured in a different way, but you're still producing the volume. We want to make sure that people are exactly rewarded for their efforts and maintaining their business. So you can imagine, even if you had a few people at area director consistently, you can maintain $2,500 a month. So if you've got enough people doing that, you would have a very, very stable business. So basically what we teach is it's get fast start qualified, get your 3,000 points, get your 9,000 points, collect the rank advancement bonuses, get to these levels of different levels of directors, and then maintain it. Now you've got a really, really solid business. Now people have started the right way, and now they're staying engaged because every month they can see if I hit my 5,000 points, I'll get X, minimum income guarantee. There's no guessing. There's no what will I make? We will guarantee you an income. So it's basically a kind of a business development agreement for those that maybe were with Jeunesse or other companies. So we've kind of built in this business agreement into the comp plan. So it's fair for everybody. Everyone can participate in it, and it's forever. It's not for first 6 months of your business. It's say you hit regional director and you maintain it, we will pay you $5,000 every single month. Even if your commissions come in at $1,000, we will top you up $4,000 to make sure you maintain your minimum income. So this is really, for me, kind of the secret sauce of the whole comp plan. So I tell people, the residual you will start to understand once your organization gets bigger. You'll start to understand the coding. You'll start to understand kind of the infinity rank bonuses. But I tell them really focus on your first 90 days of getting those fast start bonuses and getting your people to these minimum income guarantees. And then the rest you will start to understand, and you can do some more training on it. But these are really the components that we kind of hold on to. And then lastly, these are just kind of the requirements for every rank. So we have a holding tank. Basically, you have 60 days to move your people wherever you want them, and it's pretty simple in the system. So a lot of people will come in and, it takes some time to kind of restructure, so we do that. And then it kind of just goes through the different ranks and different requirements. Like I mentioned, at a director, we only require 28 points to be active. And then, then the next rank, it moves to 55 points. And then you can see eventually it maxes out at 110 points. You can see all the different requirements. And truly right now, in the way that the comp plan was set up, you could build this business very much like a binary, meaning we require no more than 60% of the volume to come from any one leg. So if you build two legs, you have a 60-40 split. So you can really, truly build just two teams. We do have a requirement. You have to have a third leg that's just active. So a lot of people will put a customer or a family member or just somebody on their third leg just to keep that leg active and qualified and really just focus on two legs. So it truly kind of operates like a binary, but it pays out like a unilevel. So you could go to some of our elite ranks up to Crown, where I believe it's $1 million a year guaranteed, with just two legs, which is absolutely shocking that we actually did that, but that's there. And you can see the requirements are very, very realistic. Like I mentioned, our top rank is kind of right here, international. So we have a gentleman right now in Prague, and he's been maintaining international director. So it's about 240,000 points in turnover. And that's a minimum income guarantee of about $12,500 a month. And he was able to achieve that in about 4 months during pre-launch, where we weren't even shipping products from Europe, not paying commissions, and we had zero marketing tools for Europe. So I've already seen the comp plan work exceptionally well in Europe, and that was even before we even started operations. So you can kind of see all the different ranks. We've actually added a new rank. We have a double crown now, as well as we have some leaders that are going to be hitting crown pretty quick here. So we have to increase the ranks. And these are just a lot of the U.S. products. So that's more or less kind of the fundamentals of the comp plan. So a lot more training is required. Your upline is a great guy named Randy, and he's made a ton of videos. We've got videos in the back office as well for the comp plan. So I'm sure I missed a lot, and I'm sure there's a lot of questions. But you can see that the comp plan, it's built very bottom heavy and very middle heavy and top heavy. It's a very balanced compensation plan, considering, at least in my experience. And that's really one of the biggest attributes to attracting some of these big leaders, is they understand that this comp plan is very, very, very unique for anything they've seen. And the product message is very exciting, and you combine the two, it's really no reason not to be successful, in my opinion. So.
Woo-hoo.
Thank you. You did a good job, Alex.
Thank you.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much. And Alex, would it be okay if we shoot some short questions? We have both Scandinavian people on here, and we have Hungarians, from all over the place. And so when it comes to Norway, people are asking me, what's the situation there? When can we start and stuff like that? Just to touch on it.
Yeah. So we launched with Norway in the system. So right now you can enroll in Norway, and we'll ship the product. It will be, unfortunately, a little more expensive as the duties and the customs, since it's not an open market. So I'm sure a lot of people are kind of used to that, but that's definitely not the long-term objective. So even as of recently, we've engaged at a great company, Tibor and I know. So we're starting to do the due diligence. First step is always to find out the legal infrastructure there of the legality of the product. We should be completely fine. We're following all the European Commission guidelines in terms of the safety of the product, the claims that we make, and things like that. So I don't think we'll have any issues there. So it's just a matter of getting that warehouse up and going, getting all the certifications right, and then working on the translation. So I know that project's already in motion. So, I'm thinking, depending on if there's no major barriers, 6 to 8 weeks, I think we could be operational, which would be pretty incredible. We just launched, 40 days ago. So yeah, that's definitely in the pipeline, but people can start now, and we'll ship there. No problem. And there should be no issues.
That's so great. And everybody here is very happy to be on the call. I get people texting me all the time here during your talk, and they're very, grateful to be on. The timing couldn't be better to start with something like this. And so you're coming for a tour. Maybe we should touch on that too, so people knows kind of, where and when a little bit, just for touch on it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So,
going to Europe.
So we've got, so myself and Randy are coming to Europe. The tour kind of starts on the 20th. We're heading to, we'll be in Prague. Then we're going to Germany for a few days. And then from there, we're going to Finland. We got some meetings up there. And then from Finland, coming to Budapest. Excited to see that.
Woohoo!
The 26th and 27th. Possibly I'll be in Italy for a little bit. We've got some really nice veteran leaders that are very interested. So I'm going to get some coffee with them and talk some business. So, and then from there we're going to Poland. So from the 20th to about to the 30th, we'll be in Europe. So, and I know I can send kind of the calendar of where we'll be for every single city. So if you've got teams in Germany, Austria, Czech, Poland, or even if you have good contacts in Rome, I'm more than happy to meet with them. So
people can send. It's open meetings for everyone, right?
Open. Yeah, right now it's been fun. Like, it's cross line, up line, down line. We don't care. Everyone comes. Since we're so new, we're doing just barely getting started with all the meeting schedules. So yeah, we got people. Bring everybody, and typically all the events are free.
That's so great. Okay, guys. Well, if you have questions, let's take a couple of minutes on that one. Who has questions? Pax, you have a question? I can see your hand being up.
Yes, that's about the B2B.
What?
B2B.
Oh, business to business.
Yes.
Yeah. How's? Can you highlight that, please?
Yes.
Business to business opportunity in the comp plan. Many people, I don't think they got that part really. So thank you.
Yeah. So I guess So when the company started, there was a lot of interest from stores. A lot of storefronts were very, very interested. So we built in a program we call the B2B. And it's basically an automatic 30% off of the distributor price. So if you have a store, we can offer 30% off of what a typical distributor will pay. But we do require a minimum of $1,000 order to get that savings, because we don't want normal people to use the B2B to supplement their daily auto ships or anything.
Sure.
So it's basically just a virtual business office. The pricing is automatically deducted. We could put in, we require a business VAT registration to prove you are a business. We put that in. And again, we just have the minimum requirement. And the one thing that we have to do is, since the price is lower, we do lower the points because you have to, because we can't take in less money and pay the same points. So the points are adjusted, the price is adjusted, and it's just like a storefront. So meaning this account can't enroll people, the account won't make commissions, but all the volume will roll upline. So if you enroll many stores, their incentive is the wholesale to retail spread. So they buy for 10 euros, sell it for 40. That's how they make their money. And all that commission then rolls up to you upline. But the store can't enroll more stores. It's not a business center. It's just a raw.
This is kind of unique in network marketing, right? I never really have seen this ever, I think, honestly.
We had such a demand, we put it in, but as you know, network marketing typically isn't built by enrolling businesses. It kind of undermines the whole, because you put, the 120 euro product on the shelf. It's an option. It's an opportunity to enroll these businesses, but it's really not something we focus on too much.
I see. So this is small businesses, right? I mean, more small entities.
Yeah, it's a lot of times like we'll have dispensaries or little stores just want to get a better price break. So we decided we have no problem with doing that. I mean, we'll lower the price, lower the points, and it's an additional sale for us, and it helps everybody.
Okay, that's great.
Will there be documents, special documents for that to fill in?
There is. So right now, if you go into the back office and you hit the B2B, it should be uploaded, all the instructions. So all the B2B orders have to be called in, because we have to require the minimum $1,000 purchase. So you just call support, they verify your documents, and then they place the order for you. So it's a pretty simple process. And there is I think there's a one page with the pricing and all the instructions of how to do a B2B business, all in the back office.
Great. I got some questions here about Russia also. Could we highlight that a little bit? Is Russia coming up soon on the map, or how does it look like?
Definitely. So Russia is definitely the next target for that region. So domestically here, we're looking at Canada. And then in the kind of the European region, Russia's not Europe, we're looking to go into, definitely it will be Russia, because from there we can then hit up all the CIS markets that are all the Russian speaking. So we can have a hub in Moscow or something and ship from there. But again, the first step is definitely to get Europe fully functional before we keep adding more markets. It's if we can have a couple good solid months of Europe and build up some really nice business, that'll make it much more simple to use that capital and start investing into other markets, such as Norway, Switzerland as well, and then constantly reinvesting into promotions into Europe. So if we can self-fund ourselves in Europe, it all depends on the business. But definitely we have interest in, we got probably orders already going to Ukraine and Russia. People are doing it all on their own. And that's typically what happens is leaders are always about 10 steps ahead of corporate.
You know how it goes.
So even in my last company, when I was at Monavie, we did Russia for about a year from shipping products from Poland without ever opening it. And that's really what pushed us to open it. We saw the money already there. We had the leaders there. It was just a matter of catching up. Right now, we have a lot of, what about Russia? What about Turkey? What about Israel? But we don't really have anybody there to justify spending $100,000 in legal fees and setting it up. Typically, a lot of the pre-market volume is really what will drive. So, for instance, if Serbia or Macedonia or whatever, I start to see $100,000 coming from there, then that would make sense. Right now, it's kind of the whole world is wide open, so we could go anywhere.
So
one question on Russia. So are you saying is it like Norway right now? They could enroll, it does ship, but it's not officially open?
No. So Russia right now is not at all in the system.
Okay.
But we have leaders that will buy an order, say, the shipping address will be somewhere in Poland.
Okay.
So we put together the package, ship it to somewhere there, and then they forward ship it themselves and find a way to import it. And, at their risk, at whatever fees they have. If they really want to go to Russia, everyone's kind of doing it on their own.
Okay.
We're having our first bulk order of somebody, I don't even know who it is placing to go to Russia as they want to see if it works.
How's the CBD doing in Russia? I mean, how legal?
That's the thing. We haven't started even to look into it. I know Russia will be probably more complicated than most. Mm-hmm. But that's typically, too, because we have sanctions against Russians from the U.S. Right. They do sanctions against us. So it's just the political environment is very complicated, let alone when you're trying to sell a product, which we have not done any kind of legal review there. We did it all for Europe, but we have not done Russia or some of these other countries.
No worries, man. People are asking me what kind of goals we have this year for Europe, turnover goals, and what trajectory you're looking at. What do you believe in?
Great question. So our first and foremost, our goal is by the end of February to get to 1 million turnover a month. So during pre-launch, we were shipping from the United States, and we were tracking, some months up to $300,000 a month. So that's the next step. It's to get to 1 million, and we need to finish the year at about $11 million next year. So pretty much from 0 to 11 million. So that'll give us more or less $1 million a month.
Wow! Woohoo!
So that's just year one. So the first year in Kannaway, US, they did 7 million. So we have much bigger goals for Europe. We want to almost double that.
Wow, that's great to hear. Any other questions, ladies and gentlemen on the call? Yes, sure, shoot.
There shouldn't be. I haven't heard anything about the gift cards having issues, kind of doing from country to country.
They've been working perfectly for us.
Yeah.
So no problems at all on our end, Thomas.
Yeah. So it should be working. I mean, the gift cards in Europe are 50 euros, so I'm not sure how they're translating because the gift cards in the U.S. are $50. But yeah, I haven't heard any complaints from them transferring over. And again, that's a great point. I mean, the gift cards are. I don't even know how we do that.
Maybe you can explain to the gift card a little bit to those who haven't heard it yet on the call. Thank you.
So we have an opportunity. So all of our value packs have free gift cards. And it's basically, it creates a link. So if you have a prospect and, it's a great way to say, if you're interested, I can send you $50 gift card to try the product. And it's just a discount coupon basically built in. So as you send it, they click on it, it takes them to the enrollment page, and it automatically deducts $50 from the total. So it's an incredible way to somebody say, they're not sure, they don't want to spend the money. And you could say, for the next 24 hours, I can offer you $50 off if you're interested right now. And then for you to purchase, I believe you can purchase a 50 euro gift card. It's like 14 euros to buy a $50 gift card, 50 euro gift card. So then you can keep buying them, and this is kind of your sampling tool. It's for some products, the virtually would be free. I mean, you buy a couple salves and you use that, and you're spending pretty much just a shipping fee. So it's a great way to really a lower entry level for people to get into, especially for customers. it's almost the easiest way to close. You have a big meeting and you say, you know what, for those that want to purchase product today, I've got 5 gift cards, but you got to use them right now. And it's an incredible way to close somebody to take action. So,
Wow.
and you can buy as many as you want. I mean, you can just buy them, load your account. It's a great.
We saw there are 10 packs also for 10 euro actually, if you buy 10 in the bulk. 10
you can buy
packs.
bulk, you can buy. So it's great. I've never seen. I haven't been to a lot of network marketing.
Me neither, actually. Me neither.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very cool system. So yeah, people definitely use it. It's very important.
Other questions? Just open your mic in the system. No worries. We are a big family. This is the first webinar actually for us, so it's like so cool to experience this. Well, Kim Zhou, do you have any more questions?
No, we're good. If we don't have any other questions, then we'll go ahead and let Alex go. And thank you for taking time on the